Welcome, welcome, welcome!
Pay attention, son. This is for your own good.
Look at me, I'm a big shot. I have a phone. I don't wake up in a dumpster every morning. I probably have a pocket to keep my phone in, too.
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
I love jello pudding pop. My son Theo loves jello pudding pop.
Pleased to present for your consideration.
Well, let's start the insanity.
Good evening and welcome to the most fastest and exciting hour in radio history.
Wow.
Tonight.
It's a bold claim. The most fastest.
Most fastest and exciting hour in radio history.
I like it. Hey, you didn't turn our lights on.
Oh.
What about for the YouTube viewing audience, Josh?
I'll be right back.
He is generally better prepared than this. That didn't even turn on. Is it not plugged in? Oh, that one worked. That's so good. I wonder why you're all messed up and not prepared this evening. Is it because we went 2 for 5?
Yeah. Maybe. I did tell Susan, I've noticed a pattern that about 20 minutes after I eat every time now I get real sleepy.
Yeah.
And maybe that's it.
It's like hibernation.
We hit the 2 for 5 at
We tried to do Arby's.
waited a good while there.
Nobody talking to us on the speaker.
Yep.
So we settled for the Burger King.
2 for 5 instead of 2 for 6.
Yeah.
We went for 2 for 5.
We saved money.
That's what we're all about on the Broke Dads here. Broke Dads podcast, number 28,
Ooh,
I think.
Man.
Episode 28. You could drive almost cross country.
It's
We're
crazy.
getting
Yeah.
there. It is crazy.
Our last episode was, it took a while to get to Apple
Yeah.
Podcast.
Took
or
till
whatever.
Tuesday of the following week.
Do you know why?
I don't know why.
But it said that when it showed up on my phone, it said that it was released on Friday.
I don't know. No clue.
But it was on the YouTubes right away.
And with Apple, there's nothing you can do about it.
No,
You're
they're too
at their
big.
mercy.
Yeah. But
Yep.
at least it made it. So hopefully you folks got the notification
Yeah.
and listened to it.
I did note on our Facebook page that it was going to be that it was on YouTube only.
You did an
YouTube and
update
Spotify.
on the Two Broke Dads Facebook page?
Yes, I did.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I did.
Wow. You just talked about not
And then I
doing
did.
that, and then you did it.
And I got no responses for people wanting to help with that. So that tells you where we're at.
Yeah. Okay.
We need to raise our fandom level.
Yeah. How do we do that?
I don't know. I'm not good at marketing. And I don't
So
like
we need to
marketing.
market, but we're not good at it.
Yeah. Maybe we just keep recording and eventually
Maybe somebody will
that-
stumble upon us. We're like, hey, give those guys a contract.
Maybe Elon Musk will want to buy us.
Yeah.
And
That's
then
crazy.
We'll just do our podcast.
Just talked about him being a shareholder. Now he wants to buy the whole deal.
That's as of this morning. Yeah, that was pretty crazy to wake up to. I don't think they'll do it.
It's crazy to have that much money to go, you know what? I'm just going to buy Twitter.
I think,
$40 billion, I think they said, was
Yeah.
the amount that he offered.
which is crazy to me that you'd want to buy Twitter, but I guess he is on it a lot. He does tweet a lot, so he's obviously interested in that world. But
Yeah.
and he's got, is it over 200 billion or something? I don't know. It's a
What
lot of
his net
billions.
worth is?
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't know what it
he's
is.
the richest man in the world, right?
Yeah,
think I
like
just
you
heard
know how those guys kind of go back and forth depending on their stock portfolio or whatever. But
I think he's quite a bit ahead of the second guy now.
is that Jeff Bezos?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Bezos still got a lot, but I don't think he could buy. I don't think he's buy Twitter on a Friday or Thursday money. I don't know. Maybe he does.
I don't know. He's got Amazon.
It's true. You would think he'd be more well off than Elon Musk, because I would think more people spend money on Amazon than they do with, Tesla.
Yeah, but he had to give half his money to his ex-wife or something, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Sign that prenup.
So I was at a customer's house, and they started arguing, and I was standing in between them while they started arguing with each other earlier this week.
A husband and wife.
Yeah, husband and wife.
Oh,
And it was like started out kind of punchy fun, and then you could tell like it got serious quick. and I was super uncomfortable. And so I just kind of leaned forward and I looked over at her and I looked over at him and I said, my counseling services cost extra. And she laughed. She was like, "Oh, we've already been through that." And he said to me, "Do you know why divorce is so expensive?" I said, "Nah." And he said, "Because it's worth it."
Oh,
I was
dang.
like, "Man, that is my cue to leave. You guys need to hash this out without me standing in your house."
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. It was real uncomfortable. Real uncomfortable.
As uncomfortable as
How about you, Christoph? When did your juices start flowing?
I was more embarrassed
you're more embarrassed.
with Mrs. Foz
Gotcha.
than with these folks talking about divorce.
It is awkward when people fight in front of you.
When they just feel like it's okay to argue right in front of you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll be honest, Susan and I, we don't argue that much. But when we do, like the other night, it happened a couple weeks ago at a soccer game where it wasn't even arguing, it was like bickering
Yeah.
about something real stupid.
Sure. Those are normally the arguments, right?
But my parents were there and there was some people around, and I just picked up my chair and left. I'm like, all right,
you rolled out.
I don't need to do this. I don't need to do this tonight.
Was that because there were other people there? You didn't want
I think
to do it in front
mostly,
of an
yeah.
audience?
I think I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not afraid to get into it or
Yeah.
set my woman straight. Oh, no, he said that because she's gonna listen, and hopefully chuckle at that joke.
Right, yeah. We'll know when you have a black eye.
Yeah, I fell on the stairs. But yeah, there's people around, especially when family's around. I don't want to fight in front of family, but
Yeah.
if there's anybody around, like I would. That's like my worst nightmare is getting in a fight with someone that's just there, like you, just there
Right.
servicing something at our house, and like
Yeah.
that's weird.
I was uncomfortable. Like, and I'm not sure how it even got, because we were all having a conversation. They're basically making selections. Their house caught on fire, and I'm putting it back together.
Yeah.
And so I was just talking to them about different materials and selections they need to make, and then all like it was paint colors. It was something stupid, like how most arguments start,
Yeah.
right? It was paint colors, and man, it got to him saying divorce was worth it. I was like, oh
Yikes.
boy, yeah, time for me to go.
That is crazy. Yeah. I was going to get into a divorce topic, but I thought,
Keep it lighter.
keep it
than
light.
that.
Let's start off a podcast. We did have another complaint
Well, yeah, we get complaints.
from one person,
Yeah.
from my dad. And it wasn't even a complaint.
So the
He
first was
more-
that you're too gassy.
we were burping too much, so we halted the soda, and we
It's the 2-liter bottle of Mountain Dew slides off the table.
yeah. And then last episode, if you've listened, we had a warning. I put a little warning in
There
because,
was an adult content warning.
as comedians say, we were working a little blue, which Christoph never heard.
I
that
never heard
saying,
that till
but
today,
That
yeah.
means you're. That's why you were so confused last night when I said that. To
Well,
you.
you said it to me, and
That we're working blue.
I don't know what happened after you told me that, but I didn't get a chance to clarify with you. And so all night, and then even today, I'm like, I don't know. I didn't Google it or anything. I was just, I wonder what that means. What is blue? And I thought it meant like it was a depressing episode or something.
Yeah. No, he said we were a little R-rated last episode.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
You had mature audience only on that section.
We can't totally edit ourselves, although we do quite a bit. But
Yeah.
that's
And
why we're not live.
you edit me a lot, and that's good.
I've only edited you that one time.
I don't know. It was a lot of that episode was edited out.
Which you told me maybe you should.
Maybe it had to go.
I have edited myself probably 4 or 5 times.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
But yeah, you don't
You
notice
bleeped,
that.
you
only,
bleeped me once,
I did bleep you once. Yeah.
but I told you to do that too.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not above editing our episodes. Eventually, I think we should go live, set a time and actually go live. That might help grow the audience. I don't know.
Should we do it at the Great Steak Challenge?
That might be difficult
Oh yeah, because
just because we don't know their why. Oh, yeah. Christoph's going to do a steak challenge. Christoph and my wife probably. Tell the folks at home about that.
it's a 4-pound steak, 64 ounces, and you have to eat the 4-pound steak, the salad, 2 rolls, and the drink in 1 hour. If you do it, clean your plate, everything gone in 1 hour. It's free.
Do you get a T-shirt or anything? Or
I don't know, picture on the wall maybe.
yeah.
If you do it in an hour, it's free. If you can't finish it, it's $65.
That's a lot.
It's a lot, but I got sponsored.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I got somebody to sponsor that challenge for me.
I couldn't do it. Susan, my wife really wants to do it, and she can throw down. Like, she can definitely eat me under the table if it's something that she likes. Now, if it's something like a Chinese buffet or something like that, I'll eat her under the table for sure, or wings. But most times she can eat more than me. I think it comes from she grew up with 3 older brothers.
Oh, so you get what you get.
So they would and her family still to this day, when you go eat with them, they eat their plate clean.
Yeah.
And so they were, scrounging basically.
Right.
So she was used to eating fast and a lot.
Right.
And, they were on the farm. And so, yeah.
Food!
Do the food intro.
That's good.
So
yeah,
you're gonna
but
do
I guess
it.
we can't go live there because we got.
We could record it. We could definitely record it. I don't know.
Right.
We might be able to go live. But yeah, we should definitely record it.
Yeah.
When are you planning to do it?
I don't know. I was thinking about next week, but I might be traveling the week after. I gotta prep myself, right?
Yeah.
I gotta do like the lettuce stretch. I don't know if you know about the lettuce stretch.
I do. I've heard.
I forget the Asian dude that won the hot dog eating contest a couple times. What's his name?
Kobayashi?
Yeah. Look at that pull. Man, that's pretty impressive.
I know my eaters.
Watch that not be his name at all.
I was just thinking that. What if it's not his name?
But I think it is.
Joey Chestnut and Kobayashi?
Yeah, Joey Chestnut wins most of the time, but that guy Kobayashi, and his prep was eating lots and lots of lettuce to stretch out his stomach.
Yeah.
And I think I might do that.
I've heard someone doing the Subway veggie, like they pile it with lettuce and veggies and they do that.
The hard part for me is I just hate vegetables,
Yeah.
so I got to. But it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make for the 4 pounds of steak.
Yeah.
I've done a 34-ounce steak before, no problem.
Yeah.
And I did a third. That was when I was a teen, or was it 34? Yeah, 34 ounce when I was a teenager, and then
And what's this one?
64,
Oh, so it's double.
almost
just about
double. And I've done a 32, no problem, as an adult, like a couple years ago.
I could do
Father's Day.
32.
32.
It'd
That's
be
2
hard,
pounds,
but-
right? But I did a 32-ounce steak, and all the fixings, no problem. But this is double that.
No problem.
No problem. It was
Really?
32 ounces was nothing.
Well, we're definitely gonna have to film this. We'll have to figure out a time to do it. Yeah, I'm all over that.
The Great Steak Challenge. I'm excited about it.
I couldn't do it. Although, who knows? If Susan, if you could both do it, maybe I'll be enticed to try it. But
And I was thinking about, like, what's the order? Do I eat the stuff that I don't like first?
there is a system.
And I think no. I think I eat the steak first. I want to enjoy it. And then I'll just cram in the salad and the rolls at the end. I think it's easier to shove salad in my face than it is to shove steak in my face.
I don't think you leave the rolls for last, though. I think you at least need down a roll in between or something.
I don't know. I was thinking of just smashing it up, at the end.
The roll's gonna be the hard part, I think.
I was thinking steak. Like if you're full, like you can feel it in your neck.
But you
you're
love
that
steak.
full. But chewing it and getting that bite down was going to be, to me, that's harder than.
Dog, my teeth are so bad that I wouldn't be able to chewing would be the factor for me in time.
You had to do little slivers.
Yeah.
The cutting would take up your hour.
Oh, yeah. I struggle with steak. Yeah.
It's happening.
I'm down. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, that's going to be real good.
Speaking of food challenges,
Yeah.
me and my family, we did the Hot Ones challenge.
Oh, man. I still haven't watched the end of that video.
Oh, you need to watch the end. There's a video floating around if you're friends with me on Facebook. Check it out. Maybe I'll post it to the. Actually, it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. Kennedy Chaos or something like that is our family channel. But I'll
Just
throw it
link
on
it on the
I'll
Two
link it
Broke
on
Dads. Yeah. It was not. It's 3 wings, right?
Well, yeah,
Or
it's
3
3 sauces.
sauces,
It's
yeah.
because if you've ever watched Hot Ones, they have like 10 or I think it's 10 sauces, but they always start with their mild, which is the Hot Ones sauce that they make, and
Right.
then they have a middle one, Los Calientes, that is like the middle of the road, still very hot.
Yeah.
And then they got the last dab, which is the hottest. It's like something like 2 million Scoville, something crazy like that.
And you didn't dab yours, though, right?
Well, that's the thing is I didn't put 2 and 2 together. So they give you then these boneless wings, which were okay. And then they give you 3 packs of sauce. Well, the last dab has just like half the amount, if that, of the other sauces. And I was like, that's kind of silly they did that.
Right.
Not thinking, oh, yeah, you just dab it. So the first one And me, my wife, and my oldest son, who is 10, we all tried it. He likes hot stuff. The first one was hot. The mild was hot to me.
Yeah.
It was good. It was a good hot sauce. It had a sweetness to it. But I was like, I'm already in trouble. The second one still didn't drink milk, but it was hot. And we doused them. Like, we really tossed them.
Was it good flavor on the second one?
Yeah. That tasted more like a really spicy salsa that you'd get at a Mexican restaurant. That kind of flavor, more green looking. And then the last one, we didn't dab it like idiots. We tossed it, and it was nasty. It was a bad flavor.
Really?
Oh, and it was so hot. Like the peppers did something. Like, we had it on the fork for maybe a minute. It did something to the outside of the chicken where it like made it extra like soggy. I don't know. It had a weird consistency. It did something to the chicken.
It started to decompose the chicken.
Something. I'm not even kidding. It was weird. And so we ate it, and it was. I can't compare it to anything. It was so hot. Me and my wife were planning on not drinking milk for 5 minutes after. I couldn't do it, and I couldn't even talk. I was trying to get my daughter to get me ice cream. I needed something. It's like your brain was. I was freaking out. Like it.
Really, it's that hot.
Couldn't think, and so I eventually got out ice cream. And my daughter went and got ice cream. She wasn't getting it fast enough because it was frozen. I'm like, ice cream.
Oh, it was in the deep freezer.
Yeah, and it's oh my gosh, it was so bad. My son eventually did try it, and he actually went out on the porch with a gallon of milk and just dunked his head.
Really,
and he was crying. He was bawling. We all were crying. Like, we all had tears.
What's the recovery time from the first bite of that last dab?
Within probably 15 minutes, I was pretty much back to normal.
Really?
You could still tingle, and there was a little tingle for a while, but 15 minutes I could concentrate again.
Yeah.
But it was for the first 10 minutes for sure. I was like, you couldn't have asked me a question.
Is it true that something that hot going in is an experience on the other end?
I didn't think so until it was about 24 hours later, and did get a little burn. Did get a little burn.
That's how you know it's real hot, right?
I don't know. I might have been the only one in my family, so maybe it was something else, but I did get a little burn. And that was the most unpleasant part of the whole experience. But hey, the bidet made everything better.
Oh, it's
like a breath of fresh air. But I think
that's a weird way to put it.
It was like a cool spring on a warm day. I think we should try it though. Now
I'll try it. I'll be terrible. We'll have to have white bread, milkshake. Like, we're gonna, because I'm real bad with the hot stuff. We know that already. Yeah. Right. I'm a hot food sissy. So I'll do it because there's entertainment value in it for others.
Yeah.
I will suffer for your laughter.
Maybe next week if I can remember.
Next week already?
You don't want to do it? Maybe next week, and then we invited our pal Rusty because he's into hot stuff. I went to Buffalo Wild Wings with him once, and he got the two hottest. He got the hottest one on the menu, and then he asked the waitress, "Is this truly the hottest?" She goes, "Well, actually, this other one tastes hotter to me."
Yeah.
So he got that one too, and he just downed them like they were nothing.
And he enjoys it.
He enjoys it.
Yeah.
I tried one, and I was like,
so you'll get to experience the two polar extremes, right?
Yeah.
He can just kind of
we'll see. Yeah.
munch on that, and I will be dead in the corner.
Yeah. I hope he does it with us. I think it'd be fun.
Are you going to do it again?
Yeah, I'm going to do it again.
Or are you just going to moderate?
No, I'm going to do it. But I am going to dab. I'm not going to toss.
Yeah. All right.
But
I'll do it.
I might challenge Rusty to toss it because he likes hot stuff. Maybe he
Yeah.
will. I don't think, my wife didn't have that effect. It was hot. She teared up for sure. But she didn't eat. She didn't drink milk for 5 minutes after. She held it. So
yeah, I can't do that.
Dude, it
up
was
front that I need.
We're gonna get ice cream.
Sweet relief.
Yeah, we're gonna get ice cream.
I'll need it after the first one.
I don't think you will. First one, it's hot, but it's not like. Now the second one does get pretty hot, but it's a different heat. It was weird because when you watch those shows, they're like, "Oh, it hits the back of your throat." Right. Oh, it hits, and the second one was weird because it did. It attacked the back of my throat.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, my gosh. And then, like a minute later, it starts going after the front of my tongue.
Were you sweating?
Oh, I was sweating. I had to blow my nose several times. It was bad. But are
there any health benefits to that? Like clear your sinuses or something? I
mean, there must be something to that.
2 million Scoville.
It was.
I'm scared. I'm nervous. I'll be honest. I'm nervous about next week.
I think it'll be next week. They do sell them at Walmart if you're wanting to do it. I don't know if all Walmarts, but that's where I saw it, and I was like, oh, we're doing that. And the boneless wings it comes with, they're not great, but you know,
it's just the carrier for the hot sauce.
Yeah, so it was interesting. You know, you always watch those shows and you're like, I wonder what that must feel like. I'd like to do the whole gauntlet.
What if we get good wings? Can you buy just the sauce? We'll just get some.
You can just buy the sauce. Maybe we should do that.
Get some naked wings from the new Wingstop.
Ooh.
And then
maybe that's what we should do.
Yeah, because I mean, if I'm going to suffer, I'd rather have a good wing while I'm suffering.
Okay, maybe that's the move.
That's the way to do it, I think.
I don't know if they sell just the hot sauce. We probably have to get them off Amazon or something like that. But I don't think they sell them at.
How much is the bag at Walmart's?
$10. So we can get that, and then I'll just keep the nuggets. I'll do a broke dad move.
Yeah,
and I'll keep the nuggets for my kids because they liked them.
I mean, you can make your wings, but then you got to make wings.
I gotta make wings. Maybe I will.
Maybe we'll do.
I do have some wings. Are hard to find.
They really are.
Now that I used them all up for Super Bowl.
You can find thighs everywhere.
Yeah,
I can't even find chicken breast. Like that's sold out.
Really?
Most times I go in the store, it's sold out.
Really?
Yep. It's gone.
I see them
It's
at
gone
Walmart
quick.
a lot, but I don't really buy meat at Walmart anymore.
No, I don't either. But I tried to get like the super pack at
Yeah.
Sam's Club last week, and the fresh stuff was gone. So I was shopping for our second catering event that we did. Was it last night?
Last night we did tacos for
50 or something. We made a little too much.
Well, we came here. Me and Christoph met at the church at like 9:00 on Tuesday night to cook 30 pounds of meat. To
pre-cook it so that we could season it up.
Yeah, and
on Wednesday before dinner.
And you know, we got done, and we had it in the trays, and we're like, it just didn't look like a lot of meat to me. I was like, I think we're gonna need more.
Yeah.
Well, we ended up with about.
I bought 10 more pounds because you made me nervous. I got 10 more pounds, and we had like 12 pounds left over.
At least,
yeah.
We might have had. We
Maybe
might have had
more.
double.
How much was in that bucket that I sent home with you? How many pounds do you think that was? That's probably 2 pounds,
Probably
right?
2 pounds, yeah.
Yeah, so there were 6 of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a little extra. There's some in the freezer downstairs.
Yeah, but they were good.
They were good. Got compliments on it. In fact, one lady said that a couple.
Your tacos are the best tacos of all the tacos.
Your art is the prettiest art of all the art. No, she said that a few weeks back when she heard that you and I were doing the cooking for the first 2 meals, she was like, I'm not sure
Really?
if that's going to be the
She
thing
don't know about us.
that I want to do. And so last night she went up to Honey. She was like, she told her that, and she was like, it's been so good.
Can you tell me
These
the
2
first
meals.
name of that person? Or do you not want to
I
say it on the
shan't.
podcast?
I shan't say that online.
Well, remember to tell me later because I'm curious who that is.
Yeah. So she doubted us, and then she was
Well,
like,
she don't know us then because we're the cooks.
Yeah, we're the cooks in our
In our
houses.
families.
Yeah.
I did throw the guy, so I had to run. We have a grocery store across the street, so while we're making the beef that night here late at night at the church, I ran across the street and there were some cheap steaks, and I thought I'm gonna throw down the gauntlet for Christoph and see how well he can cook a steak with no grill, just the pans that we're using at the church, just the seasoning that you can find at the church.
Yeah.
And it was a great steak. It was pretty dang good.
I tell you what.
You cooked it in was it in like the beef fat or?
I cooked it in a little bit of beef fat in there, and then I threw some butter in there. I let the butter start to brown before I threw the steak in.
It was a good steak.
It was a T-bone.
And it was a cheap steak. Like I think it was $9 at Super Saver. So it wasn't like a high end.
Yeah.
And it was delicious.
It was good. You ate the filet, I ate the sirloin.
That's right.
It's kind of like the white meat, dark meat at KFC.
You complete me. We just did an office quote, and I had an experience this week where there's this guy I watch on Instagram named Carlos Whitaker, and he's like a speaker and kind of a inspirational guy, but he is for years he's been saying I've never seen an episode of The Office. He's never seen Friends, never seen Seinfeld, but The Office is the one that everyone always tells him like
about the fact that he hasn't seen it. Okay.
Yeah. And he's always like, I watched 10 minutes. It wasn't funny, which I hate those people because it's like, you got to give them more than 10 minutes.
So with The Office, just for those who maybe haven't seen it,
yeah,
you really got to get through the first season, which is 6 episodes.
The first season is funny. It changes after the first season, but you need to watch the first season to kind of get your legs a little bit. It may not jump at you, But once you start to learn these characters, and that's what everyone's telling him, like, you got to give it more than an episode. So he said this week, he's like, I'm going to watch one episode live on Instagram. I'm going to watch it with you guys.
Yeah.
I'll do it live, and you'll get my reactions. And so he did, and I actually tuned in.
Yeah.
It was the night, actually, it was Tuesday night after I was watching it as I was driving home. I was being safe. But I was watching, and it was interesting because he was cracking up.
Yeah.
Which episode did he watch? Oh, he watched, give me a minute, let me think of it. It's one of the earlier seasons, season 3, maybe episode 1 of season 3. Oh, what was going on? Now I can't remember. Where he grills his foot. Which I think is a good one to start on.
That is a good one. Yeah.
But it's so funny to hear he was commenting, and it's like he had no clue. First, he thought Pam and Dwight were a thing. And I'm like, no, see, you need to watch.
Yeah.
You can't just jump in. And then he did not get why Michael Scott was so. He's like, oh, is he just extra? Is he just extra? Like, I'm like, dude. And he was just making ignorant comments. It was kind of making me mad because I'm like, don't just jump in and say it's not funny when you don't get. And some of the funny jokes he didn't laugh at, like the hilarious things. And then some of the things that I thought were just like throwaway jokes that you get used to watching The Office. There's so many he would die laughing at.
Huh.
He still didn't. I think he gave it a 6 out of 10 or something. He still didn't. But he was cracking up. I mean, there's parts where he was cracking up.
The beauty of that series is how the jokes build upon.
Yeah.
Like each episode, the jokes kind of build. Not just the relationships between the people, but you kind of learn their nuances. And that stuff gets funnier because it's building upon the previous episode.
And it was funny to watch someone that's never seen it. Like with the scene where all of a sudden it comes back from the commercial break and he's in the conference room with pictures of disabled people.
Yeah.
And two of them are what's Tom Hanks?
Tom Hanks
one from
Philadelphia
Big,
and one from Big.
Philadelphia. And then there was Helen Keller and I don't know, but he died laughing at that because, it's hilarious.
Right. Yeah.
But then he's like, but he would say things like, why does he have Tom Hanks from Big? It's like, that's the funny part.
That's the joke. Yeah.
So it was a little frustrating watching, but he is going to give it another chance. And so I don't know. But it was interesting watching someone that's never seen it and jumping in the middle like that. But pretty funny. It's hands down has the most laughs per minute of any show.
I think so. And it's still, think about it. Like, was it 2020? It was Netflix number 1
and even
streamed show.
I mean, kids are into, like, your kids are into it.
Well, yeah, they're like discovering it new, right?
Yeah. My kids, they've seen a couple of episodes just because they've been in the room
they're
with
not
me.
old
But
enough
yeah, they're not old
to
enough
appreciate
yet.
it.
So,
and disclaimer, like there's some off-color humor in that, right?
You couldn't make the show today.
No.
There's a lot of off-color. I mean, it was on network TV, NBC, so it's not horrible stuff. But I can remember watching, being at like my in-laws' house and watching it.
Yeah.
And having my mother-in-law who was very strict with that stuff.
Pretty conservative lady, right?
Very conservative. Yeah. And I would hear the, or, oh, yay. She would always say, oh, yay. And I knew I was like, but it was still funny to me.
Right.
So, so that was interesting, watching someone watch The Office for the first time.
So it's almost Easter's.
Oh, yeah, it's coming right up.
Do you have any Easter traditions? Something your family does every year?
I still haven't gotten anything for Easter basket.
Okay.
We normally do gifts. We're not doing gifts this year.
Doesn't the Easter Bunny do that?
No, I do that.
Oh.
I'm also Santa Claus.
Do your children know that? Do your children listen to this podcast?
Sometimes. I might have just ruined Christmas.
You ruined Christmas and Easter in 10 seconds.
Christmas is canceled. I don't think we do. We don't really do the Easter Bunny in our house. But, yeah, we just do Easter baskets.
Yeah.
We normally do the gifts. We're not doing that this year because we're going to take them to the zoo. They have off every Friday this month. So one Friday we're going to take them to the zoo.
Zeke told me that he doesn't have a full week of school left before the end of the year. It's all
It might be the way my kids are,
3
too.
days or 4 day weeks.
It's weird.
And they're out of school end of May
15th?
or something.
Yeah, we counted today, and I told my kids, I was like, you only have 4 weeks left of school, and that starts next week, but like this week they have off 2 days, next week they have off 2 days, the following week they have off 1 day. I said, guys, you got like 17, 18 days left of school.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy, because we just had spring break. It was just
cold.
cold.
It kind of stinks when you're starting school in the middle of August.
Yeah, that's
here,
true.
right? But getting out mid-May before it's like super hot
Yeah.
outside, and I don't know.
It always sucks because the pools close when school starts around here.
And it's still hot till
And
the
it's
end
still-
of September.
Yeah, it's hot for another 6 to 8
It's
weeks.
another reason why we're putting a pool in your dad's backyard.
Oh, man.
I mean, what's he going to do if we just show up and set it up?
I was looking at a
Is
house.
he going to stop us?
I was looking at a house on Zillow that had a pool.
Yeah.
Didn't have a yard, but it had a pool, and I was like,
Where's the pool? The pool is the whole yard?
yeah, it's the yard. Yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, one day your dad's at work. We show up, set up a pool.
Yeah.
It's full. It's got 10,000 gallons of water in it.
What's he going to do?
Is he going to drain it? Or is he going to just look out and see the happy faces of his grandchildren and go, you know what? These guys were right.
Yeah. I just did it again where I erased half my topics that I was going to talk about.
You got to stop it.
I did. I don't know what the heck I
Is
just
there,
did.
let me see. There's got to be an undo.
All right.
I'm going to figure it out right now.
Yeah. And I would jump into another topic to talk about, but you have my phone.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember the first thing on my list.
Yeah, there's no undo.
Crap. And I just looked at it, so I should remember what it was that was on there. But
You need a paper
Oh, well.
copy.
I used to print them out.
You got to print it
I
out from now,
I probably
from
do.
now on.
Just got rid of half of them. If you had a job that said, hey, I was thinking about this because my dad, mentioned that, last episode a little R-rated.
Yeah.
I thought, I wonder if I should tone it down or because I do work at a church.
Yeah.
But then I thought, I don't want to censor myself too much. And we're not,
I don't think it was
We're not
bad.
horrible
We
people.
talked
I don't
about a
think it's
business
bad.
name.
Yeah, we
The
talked about a
business
business
name happened to be hilarious.
But I thought, what if there was a job? Like, what if the church board came to me and said, you guys can't do the podcast anymore? Would you quit? And I got to keep this hypothetical, I guess, because would you stop doing your job for the pod? Would you stop doing your podcast if this podcast if a job was like, yeah, you can't do it anymore?
So this podcast currently does not put food on my table.
That's true.
So I got to stick with what puts food on the table.
So you would end this podcast if your job came to you.
But if my job tried to censor me outside of work,
Yeah.
then I would probably look for a different job.
Yeah, it's true.
Right. So I'd stop podcasting until I found a new job or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'd go out with a bang.
Oh, yeah. You ever seen those fire videos where people quit or like Walmart, they'll make a speech on the phone?
Yeah. I've never
It's some
done
funny
that.
ones. I can't remember off the top of my head, but maybe I could find a couple good examples for next week.
I've always left with class. Maybe. I don't know. I think I did.
Yeah, we've talked about that before
There's
about
other-
giving 2 weeks, and I felt like I did. I guess I didn't with you, but I thought I did, but I must not have. But I've tried to always give 2 weeks, even if it's something.
Yeah.
There was one that I remember that actually, there's been two that I did quit,
Yeah.
but that was because there was other stuff going on.
Right.
And it was like, I gotta go.
I've had jobs like when that company where we worked together, the position I was in really needed like some training for the next person. So if they're going to promote from within, that person needed training. So I gave them a month's notice for that one, and I've done that before. Like other positions, given several months' notice.
Well, I thought if I was ever, going to a different job here, I would try to give several months. I think I'd probably need to, just because the different things that I do around here. Yeah.
Keep it hypothetical, Josh.
Keep it hypothetical.
So that's your only tradition for Easter is just the baskets.
We're back to Easter.
There are no gifts.
No.
How about when you were a kid? Did you ever?
We just did Easter baskets.
So your mom's doing an Easter egg hunt for all the grandkids.
I don't remember once doing that, but maybe we did.
We didn't do. So I grew up in an apartment, so we didn't have a yard to do Easter egg hunts.
Yeah.
So my mom did jelly beans all over the apartment. It'd be like a little 4 or 5 pile of jelly beans, and we would hunt for the jelly beans. I thought that was pretty creative.
I hope Frankie Downs is listening, because I just had a flashback memory that I forgot about. One time, after Easter, me and Andrew McCauley, this is senior year, maybe junior year of high school, right when we were driving.
Yeah.
We went to like Walmart and we got like hundreds of plastic eggs.
Yeah.
A lot of plastic eggs. And then we waited, I think it was till the summer. and we went to Frankie Down's house in the middle of the night, and we put them all over the yard.
Oh man!
And then I remember the lights went off, like they're outside the
motion
motion
lights?
lights.
Yeah.
And I feel like a dog was barking. Maybe that was just in my memory. And we took off. And I don't know that we ever told Frankie that it was us.
He might just be finding
He
this
might.
out
I don't
right
know.
now.
Maybe we did. It's been so long ago.
Wow.
I forgot. I actually forgot about it until you're just talking about eggs.
That's
I'm
so
like,
funny.
I was like, oh yeah, we did that. And I was like, wait, we did that to Frankie Downs.
That's hilarious.
So Frankie, if you're listening, reach out.
His dad
Tell me
probably
if you
sent him
remember.
outside. He's like, "You go clean up all those eggs."
I don't remember. It was the middle of the night.
Yeah.
It was like 2 or 3 in the morning that we went to his house.
Yeah, imagine when his dad went to mow, or if they saw it the next day. He's like, "Frankie,
I bet they're finding
here's
for
a
a long
trash bag."
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you were part of it was called Young Life. You
we did Young
right?
Life.
Didn't they do like fundraisers? You could pay them to put forks or Flink Pamingos. Flink Pamingos.
That'd be a good band name, Flink Pamingos. That's a good band
You
name.
could put Flink Pamingos all over their yard.
I love that.
But I've seen the forks or spoons, and then the pink flamingos.
that should be our fan group name.
Flink
The
Pamingos.
Flink Pamingos. I love that.
TM, that's verbal trademark. That's binding.
Yeah, you could pay money to do that. We would also do something in Young Life where we would go around and we would wake. The parents would give us permission to wake the kids up before they would get up. So you couldn't do this today. We would go with a video camera, and keep in mind, I'm in high school with my Young Life leaders that were normally in college,
Right.
and we would go. The parents would let us into the house.
Yeah.
And we'd go up to this person's bedroom. Could be a girl, could be a guy.
Right.
And we would just walk in and we'd have cymbals, or we would just start jumping on their bed.
Right.
It was normally me and my friend Jordan.
Like at what time of day is this?
This was before like 6:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
And we would video it, and then we would show it that night at Young Life to everyone.
Wow.
And there was sometimes like I remember one dude we started jumping on, and he's like, "I'm naked. I sleep naked." I don't know if he really was.
Right. Oh, that's a good thing.
He's like
Yeah.
clutching on it. But
Right.
like, yeah, that happens. Like
Sure.
people sleep different ways.
Yeah.
I thought it was I would never do that to my daughter. I think
No.
about that now. Like, how crazy was it? The parents just let us in the door and let us go up.
I think about the things I did to people that I hope my kids never do to other people. That's probably on the
Like
list,
what?
right? I don't want to share all that.
But that was
Both of my children are better people than I ever was at their age.
really.
Yeah. Yeah. My daughter is just sweet and caring,
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't necessarily at every stage
You?
of development. And my son he's a lot like me, but he's just better than me at every stage of development
Yeah.
than I ever was. So,
Huh.
yeah. So that's good. That's what you
That
want.
is good. That's what
with
you
your
want.
kids.
Step away from the microphone to a little burp out.
I thought you were going to sneeze, and then you held it in.
No, we always do eat right before the podcast, and
We
we drink
have to.
soda, and so
I didn't eat all day
it
until
is
I
what
got
it is.
here.
That's right.
When's the last time you exercised?
Why you gotta put me on the spot like
I'm
that?
just asking.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time for me too. And then I reffed a soccer game tonight.
Oh,
I got to be honest with you, my legs hurt. All right. So yeah, I got called out of the reserves to ref a game. I'm the fill-in guy.
Yeah.
That's what I do. That's my special talent. Is that I'm not good enough to do any one of the things that I do full time, but I'm good enough to fill in.
Yeah.
Right. And so
Yeah.
that's what I do. Fill in. So I got called to fill in, and I'm stretching out before the game.
Yeah.
And talking to my partner who I hadn't met yet. So the first time we're meeting and talking about his experience reffing and stuff. And so we're stretching out. And then I'm thinking, when's the last time I stretched? Right. And then when's the last time I ran? And I know that I reffed basketball over a year ago for the whole season. So I'm thinking that's the last time I ran was reffing basketball 14 months ago. So it's 2 30-minute halves at this level that I'm reffing today. And I'm up and down the field, up and down, up and down, up
I
and
don't
down.
know how you all do it.
And I'm a little bit winded, and ball goes out of bounds, and I call the direction for
You're
the.
like,
So I blow the whistle. I tell whatever team it's their ball, and then I'm like, I realize, oh man, I'm huffing and puffing right now. Like I'm breathing pretty heavy. And so I look at my watch to see how long I've been running, and I'm 8 minutes into the 30-minute half, and I'm like,
32 seconds now.
I don't know if I'm going to make it. I made it, but now I can feel my legs getting tight. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you're like, I haven't done this thing in over a year. Let me just go do it for an hour. And I ran for an hour tonight. Like, that's just, I got to build up to these things.
I would die. I literally would die. It's not even a figure of speech. I would die.
Yeah.
This name of this episode will be Flink Pamingos, I
Flink
think.
Pamingos.
We've gotten
good
two
one.
good band names out of Mystical Irish Johnson. I think it'd be a great band name was the last week's episode, and the Flink Pamingos.
Well, maybe the Josh Kennedy band could just have an album titled one of those, or even a song.
We've talked about that, right?
We did, yeah. We talked about the Josh Kennedy band featuring Josh Kennedy.
Cloud of Witnesses featuring Josh Kennedy. I'm going to stab you in the neck. I had a satisfying traffic karma incident this week.
Really?
Where I was pulling up to where the train tracks are, and a train started coming.
Yeah.
So me and there was a white truck behind me. We flipped it around,
Yeah.
came around. We were going to drive over the overpass here in our town of Grand Island, Nebraska,
Oh,
the overpass to beat the train. But you have to cross through 2 lanes of traffic to get on that overpass.
Yeah.
And so I'm just waiting, and there's quite a bit of traffic. I'm just waiting, and pretty soon the white truck behind me squeals out and parks next to me, actually blocks me from being able to see the other way.
Oh, good.
And so his big idea is he's going to not turn left. He's going to bolt across traffic, do a yeeeeee, and get on.
Oh, get the right turn lane. I
Yeah,
got
right
you.
turn lane. And he's going to beat me. And he's kind of giving me that look like you're an idiot. And
Yeah,
all.
sure.
And so sure enough, he does, like dangerously, squeals out, narrowly gets through this traffic,
Yeah, straight across.
gets it, and just as he does that, I see a clearing. And I'm like, oh, this could be timed perfect. And he whips his U, and he's driving up, and it just, I mean, it couldn't have been
The Red
split
Sea
second.
parted, and you.
I drove through, and just as he was pulling up to stop, I was basically cutting him off, but
Right.
I wasn't because I had the right of way.
Right.
And it was just, I just gave him a look like,
You big dumb dumb.
all you had to do was sit there and be patient. You'd be right there with me.
That's right.
But no, you risked your life, and it was just sweet traffic karma, baby.
Traffic karma I like. I like when the people are, you can see the people behind you bobbing and weaving, and then they cut you off, or they're revving their engine next to you, or honking their horn.
Yeah.
They speed past you, and then you end up next to each other at the red light. I'm like, see.
The old blue and white came cruising by.
you're-
Speaking of blue, that was weird.
Was there a cop just went by?
Blue and whites
As you said
rolling
it?
by, as I said, blue and white cruising by, and he whipped by.
Did you hear the tornado sirens a couple days ago?
No.
So they test the tornado sirens here on
Oh,
the
yeah.
1st and
Like
the
Wednesdays or
15th
something?
like that
Yeah.
at noon. Well, tornado sirens go off the other day, and I'm thinking it's like early afternoon. So I'm thinking,
Yeah.
oh, it's tornado siren test
That's
day.
the problem with the testing all the
Right.
time is
And then I looked at my I looked at my clock on my computer, and I'm like, wait, it's not the 15th, and it's not noon. And then the admin assistant in my office says, "Is that the tornado siren?" I'm like,
hit the deck.
I think so, but like the weather wasn't. It was windy, but it wasn't like tornado-ish. And so then she starts to freak out. She's like, "That is a tornado siren." So then she started like looking stuff up. Well, whatever the company is that tests them, they actually like tweeted an apology that their technician was doing something, working on it, and it set off the siren.
Oh.
But there's dummies like me that are like, "Nah, it's just the it's just the test."
It is funny when you get people that aren't from the Midwest. Like after a while, I'm not from the Midwest, so it took me a few years to get used to tornadoes. But I lived in Kansas where, we would often have to go to the bathroom. All of us pile into the bathroom
I
because
often
that was
go to
our
the bathroom as well.
that was our storm shelter.
Right.
And so twice, 3 times a year, or we'd have to get in the tub if we were in our apartment, or when we moved to a place with a basement, we literally set up a space under our stairs that was comfortable because a lot of times we'd have to go down and spend at least a good portion of our night,
Right.
3-4 times a year. And so you get used to it.
Right.
But then people move from the east to the Midwest, and they do, like, first few years,
freaks
it's
you
like,
out.
It freaks you
Well,
out.
I told the story on the podcast when they stopped the movie.
Yeah.
And said, "Oh, it's a tornado. What's worse, a warning or advisory? Warning's worse.
Yeah.
Tornado warning. It's been spotted 3 miles away. If you guys want to take shelter," and nobody moved because they were like, "Yeah, it's three whole miles away."
Is tornado, it's warning or watch? And I always mix them up.
Watch is conditions are right. Warning is
Okay.
it's been spotted.
And I always feel like it should be the opposite. So I always got to stop. I'm like, wait a second. Watch? Are we watching one?
Well, when your phone starts doing the emergency thing, did you get that one earlier this
No, I
week?
didn't get that.
I got the dust storm wherever I was driving.
Oh, it was bad.
It said pull over now, and I'm like, oh man. Every time I'm driving,
Maybe
it's
it knew you were driving. Our phone's that smart now?
Well, it like geolocates. So wherever I was, there was this threat of a dust storm.
It did Tuesday, man. The wind got crazy. We were at soccer games, and it was like, maybe we shouldn't be out here. Like, it was really, we were by a baseball field, so it was kicking up dust.
But it was like 88. Like Zeke had a soccer game that day. It was 88
right.
when the game started, and it was 48 4 hours later.
It was nuts.
Yeah.
It was not fun. It was pretty miserable.
Yeah.
Miserable wind. Do you remember, I think it was like 5 years ago now, Hawaii, when the whatever service emergency.
Oh, yeah.
Remember they put out basically like
missile alert or something like that?
either
Or
missile or
nuclear
tidal
weapon?
wave or something. Yeah, maybe it was nuclear.
I
Yeah,
think it was
something
a
like
nuclear
that.
thing.
And it was like basically, it was like, say goodbye to your families.
Yeah, people were like sending text messages. I got 2 minutes. I'm going to be toast.
Yeah. And then it ended up
It
being
was
a
a false
mistake.
alarm.
Can you imagine?
Dude, that would freak you out.
I've been thinking about that a lot because I actually look. I don't know why, but in the middle of the night, I looked up something like safest. It was when we were going through all the Russia crap, and I was like, "What are the safest places in the country to be?"
I think we're there, right?
We are not. There
What?
are. There's like there's.
I thought
I don't know if it's
middle
Armory.
Of the
Well,
middle of the country is.
Yeah, but not Nebraska. Because
Why?
Nebraska, like if you remember, that's where George Bush went during 9/11. He came out to Nebraska
So why?
from Florida, and there's also I
so
guess
doesn't
some.
that make it a safe place?
Well, not if they're wanting to bomb the president or bomb one of our shelters, or I guess we're one of the 6 places or something I was reading.
Oh, really?
And there's something I can't remember. It was in the middle of the night, but it was something like there's an armory here that's like their Midwest armory, where if they need to, like,
Well, have
is
you
where
ever-
we store some weapons is out here in I don't know silos or something.
You ever been like east of Hastings?
I mean, we did talk about it at QAnon, but
Right. Oh, you guys met this week. Good.
Yeah,
Good for
we
you.
did.
Well, right before Easter. you
Ricky's
guys
not
get-
sick anymore, so
You get together to celebrate. Route 6.
he thinks he had coronavirus, but he doesn't believe in it, so it's kind of a catch-22.
doesn't believe in it. I was real sick with the Rona, but it wasn't real. There's like those you ever seen on Route 6 all those mounds east of Hastings?
Yes.
Those were like armories and I think for World War II.
Yeah.
I don't think they're active anymore, but maybe they are, and they just say they're not.
Maybe. I don't know. There's something to Nebraska. I don't know if you look. You should look it
So
up.
what's the safest place?
Um,
North Dakota?
Yeah, I would imagine up there is probably pretty safe. I don't know. I don't know what the safest place is. I know it's. I was thinking Nebraska.
I just
but
thought
I don't think it's
thought
here.
the bad guys would try to get the coasts because those are the most densely populated.
I think they go
So
to
they're going to New York City, L.A., Miami.
DC first. I think probably.
Yeah,
but
I thought those would be the targets.
we're
And
not-
then once somebody launches a nuclear weapon, that's the end of the world.
yeah.
Because we're going to launch one, they're going to launch one, then we're going to launch all of ours, they're going to launch all of theirs, and that's it.
But what will we do if it is the end of the world? Well, what if you survive? Excuse me. What if you survive?
Josh, you got to stop drinking soda during the
I'm hurting.
podcast. Your father gave you some advice.
Some fatherly advice.
Yeah, and you just
I
haven't
didn't
listened
heed
to
his
him.
warning.
No.
I'm a rebellious.
So what would I do if I knew the end was coming, or if I survived the end times?
I always think it'd be weird to survive.
Yeah, it'd be like the Book of Eli.
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
That is good, and it's on Netflix. It doesn't get talked about enough.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, it is.
I'm watching it
Or
tonight.
I'm pretty sure it might be on HBO.
I don't.
It
have
doesn't
HBO.
get talked about enough because that is a underrated, great movie.
I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, I remember seeing it and just blown away.
And then at the end,
Yeah,
the twist at the end, I'm like, how did I not get that?
I know. That's that's a movie where it totally got me. That and The Sixth Sense, man.
Right.
Blindsided, literally.
It's really
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah,
Spoiler
that's a
alert.
great
In The
movie.
Sixth Sense, he was blind the whole time.
I tried getting Christoph to watch No Country for Old Men the other night. He's too tired.
Yeah, because I'm an old man.
You work all the time, so
Yeah, I started early today, so I'm pretty.
you
exhausted
started early,
tonight.
then you reffed a game, then you had worship practice. Now you're podcasting, and it's 8:10 p.m. So
Yeah, I'm at
you've been going
I'm
14,
at 14 hours. Yeah, that's all right.
and that's crazy. Yeah. So if we ever don't podcast or don't throw it up, usually
It's my fault.
It's not your fault, but it's because you work a lot.
It's my life.
Yeah, it's your life.
Yeah.
We're just living in it. It's your world. We're just living in it. You got anything else to talk about tonight?
I don't.
Oh.
I need some icy hot on my hammies. Can you do that for me after the pod? Will
No,
you-
absolutely not.
Tiger Balm?
I was telling you earlier, speaking of traffic, I did have a lady stop yesterday again on
In
the
the
traffic circle. In the circle. She's in the circle and stops to let me in. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I get angry now. It's like,
So I
they're going to cause
posted-
an accident.
I guess they're adding traffic circles in Maryland because I still get notifications
Oh,
from like the Maryland Department of Transportation,
yeah.
and they're putting
MDOT?
yeah, and they're putting like advisories out on how to drive in a traffic circle. I posted one to the Two Broke Dads page a couple
Oh,
weeks
yeah,
ago.
I remember that.
They did another one yesterday. Like they're like doing it in stages. Like here's what you do when you come to the circle. Here's what you do if you're in the circle.
I don't understand how it's hard, but it is. People don't get it. People hate it when they put traffic circles in around here, and
They're
I'm like,
so much better than
they're awesome.
than the traffic lights.
they're doing one right here, and people are up in arms at 5 points.
Have you ever sat at this light like mid afternoon?
Yes,
It takes forever.
where if it was a
Takes
circle,
forever.
we'd all be through it.
You just go.
There's gonna be 100 accidents because people don't know how to do it around here. But
Yeah. It's the too nice factor. That
Yeah.
People are stopping to let you in.
I don't think. Yeah, normally it is, but the 2 or 3 times it's happened to me recently, it hasn't been too nice. It's they don't understand
It's
the
just
circle.
they're ignorant.
They think, oh, this person is coming up to the circle. I need to stop and let them in.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Defeats the purpose of the circle.
Whole point. Yeah.
How about the 2-lane circles? Have you been in a 2-lane circle?
Yeah. I think that's what I was in. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's one. Oh, that's the one by Hy-Vee's.
Now those can get a little more confusing because a lane normally drops off at some point.
Yeah.
And it's not 2 circles. Yeah, but still,
Yeah, you can figure it out.
you can figure it out. It's definitely a more.
I mean, they
perfect
draw
system.
pictures. Like the sign is a picture. There's arrows in the circle.
Yep. Just if you're in the circle, people, you have the right of way.
That's it.
You keep going till you're ready to get off.
That's
you
it.
keep driving around 4 times, you still got the right of way.
I had a guy eyeball me the other night. Speaking of traffic experiences, I was
Oh,
coming out
yeah,
of the
you
gas
told me
station
this.
right across the street here,
Yeah.
and I was pulling out.
Your lips look pretty, boy.
I did have a man tell me my eyelashes were pretty.
Whoa.
I told that
TMI.
story. Did I tell you that story on the pod? Richard St. Cross.
I don't
You can
think
call
so.
me Rock. We'll save that for next
Maybe.
week.
Okay.
I got on his motorcycle, took his motorcycle from him, and rode it around. I didn't tell that story.
I don't think so.
Oh, well, all right. We'll tell it
but
next
don't
week.
go off my memory.
Sorry. You're the
You may have
producer.
told it 3 times.
Probably. Anyway, I was pulling out, and I was getting in the right lane of, like, exiting the gas station, and this guy whips in kind of too fast, so he's
Yeah.
real wide turning in, so he's in my lane that I'm trying to exit, but that means he's on the wrong side of the road.
Yeah. Some
Right.
say too fast and too furious.
Yes,
In my book.
he was the both of them.
Yeah.
And so I'm still going, thinking like, all right, well, he's going to finish his turn and get where he's supposed to go. And he didn't. He was like driving right at me. So I slam on the brakes, and then he creeps real slow. And as he's passing me, he stops and he just stares out of his passenger window through my passenger window, like kind of challenging me. And I thought,
Just leaving.
should I
church.
circle around?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll circle around and just
It's hard. I get a little road rage too.
should I
It's
circle
hard.
around just so he knows, like when he stops and stares at somebody, like maybe that's not the best idea.
Yeah.
Because he was much smaller than me.
Yeah.
So I thought, maybe I just go around and say, hey,
Might have known kung fu. Might have known kung fu.
I don't think it matters. There's no one that can defeat me.
Okay.
Yes, none on this planet.
Yeah.
None. Zero. Maybe half Thor Bjornsson.
Do you ever think I could use a good fight right now?
Yeah, sadly enough.
I
Yeah,
could go for a good fight.
yeah you got like a little
Someone
internal
challenge me right
rage.
now. We're fighting.
I remember getting in fights when I was younger, and I always felt sick afterwards. So
Yeah.
I don't want that feeling, and I don't ever want to be in a fight. I will fight you if you threaten my family or something.
Yeah.
Like if you're an immediate threat, I will fight you, but I don't like it.
Oh.
I never feel good after it.
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt people.
Still, sometimes I do want to hurt people.
Sometimes you feel that, but if I think about it all the way through to
Yeah.
those times where I actually had to do it, I never felt good.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah.
It's a good point. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt them, but it's also gonna hurt you after. Everyone's gonna get a little hurt.
This is going to hurt me more than it hurts you. It's going to hurt you a lot, though.
It's gonna hurt me. I guess a good note to go out on.
Yeah, be kind to each other and drive on the right side of the road.
What did Jerry Springer used to say? Be kind to each other and something.
Spay your cats.
Nothing.
Spay and neuter your pets.
That's Bob Barker.
Same thing. Same time of day, right?
Yeah.
Is Bob Barker still with us?
I think he is.
Really?
I don't think I've heard of him dying.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
You ever
'cause he's gonna be
remember
106.
someone that died and you're like, oh crap, they died? Like I recently had the thought of I saw a clip of Larry King. I'm like, man, I haven't seen his show. Oh, that's right. He's gone. He gone. And then I thought, man, I remember him and Regis Philbin were like two sides of the same coin. And then we still got
no, Regis
Philbin gone too.
Yeah.
He was a surprise. I felt like he's going to live forever.
Kathy Lee still around?
Kathy Lee's around.
She doing anything?
She's her husband passed away too because he was like older than Regis, I think.
Is that Frank Gifford?
Gifford. She lives in Nashville now, I guess.
Huh.
And I just saw something like she advertised. She wrote a book or maybe put out an album or something. She's still doing stuff.
Huh.
One of my college friends. Speaking of Kathy Lee, and I got more stories about this person, but my friend's dad went to the prom with Kathy Lee.
Really?
In Bowie, Maryland. Yeah.
She's from Maryland?
She's from Maryland. She's from Bowie, Maryland.
I didn't know that.
Yep. I think she might have been Miss Maryland.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That guy ended up being a terrorist, so that's just another story for another time.
Really? Put that on your notes for next week.
Okay.
We'll tell my you got pretty eyelashes story and your terrorist friend.
I'm not really friends with this person anymore. But
well, once they go terrorist, the friendship suffers a little bit.
She was a nice girl, though. Anyway.
She was a terrorist.
She was not. Her dad was.
Oh, her dad was a terrorist.
Was on
the watch list?
Did some stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, the people need to know. I at least need to know, and I would love for you to share.
I don't know much about it other than should I
just do some research?
Okay.
Right. We'll do a little cliffhanger for the folks for next week.
Yeah. I spent some time in this person's house. Not a lot.
Yeah. And you're like, what are all these pipes? And
you're on the right track.
What are these pipes for? Are those fuses in the corner? Yeah.
I didn't find out till after I had been to the guy's house that, I started seeing him in documentaries and stuff. But yeah, we'll save it for...
Wow.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, we're getting into that
next week. And I've never
next
talked
week.
to you about that.
Yeah, we're doing that.
So, we'll get into that next week. We'll maybe do the Hot Ones Challenge.
That's going to be an exciting episode.
It's going to be an exciting one. First time in a long time. Let's put it on. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Sorry, it hasn't been exciting. But until then,
let's keep it on the
gooch, baby.
Peace. But hey, the bidet made everything better.
Oh, it's
like a breath of fresh air. But I think
that's a weird way to put it.
It was like a cool spring on a warm day.